Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Überlegung Heroes Trail Cold Steel. Beim letzten Mal haben wir das Praktikexamen abgeschlossen und befinden uns nun auf der Courageous in Richtung Roer. Und hier mich erkunden. Honestly, you could have told me about this a little sooner. Is this the reason you've been so busy lately? I apologize for the secrecy, but much of this project fell under the veil of strict confidentiality. There's some things I'm forbidden to speak of, even to my daughter. I'm sure you realize that. But Klaus must have known, right? Why was he allowed to know while I was left in the dark? Well, we're really honored to have been invited aboard. We can rest a bit easier once we arrive in Roer knowing we had an Imperial escort. Indeed you can. The Provincial Army will have little choice but to accommodate you. The ship's purpose is to act as a deterrent to both factions, as well as the Imperial Liberation Front. By doing that, we hope that the Courageous will hold the old guard at bay long enough for something new to take root. I'm sure it will. They chose wisely in naming you captain. Still, I assume that's not this ship's only purpose. Well, true, building an airship this advanced seems excessive, if all you're going to use it as is a deterrent. Laura's right, there has to be some other purpose it was made to fulfill. Very perceptive of you. I regret that I wasn't able to discuss this with you properly when you were in Legram last month, but I'm proud to see just how much you've grown since you enrolled at the academy. I have my class to thank for that. Learning alongside them has been a constant source of insight. So tell me, Irene, how's she doing? Is Laura getting along with the other students? I think she's been fitting in fine. I see, that's reassuring to her here. Times I worry that growing up in a sword-fighting household caused her to end up less well-rounded than her peers. I hope you and the others will continue looking out for her. Of course. We're glad she's with us. I can't imagine Class 7 without her. I can't help but have the feeling that she's something more to you than simply a classmate. Whatever the truth may be, I hope you'll continue treating her as the lady she is. I'm not one to abide inappropriate behavior toward my daughter. I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about, but I'd like to think I know how to conduct myself toward my classmates. Good, that's what I wanted to hear. What are the two of you going on about with all your whispering and your furtive glances? It's nothing you need to concern yourself with, it's just a little discussion between men. You needn't worry, we'll be sure to get you to your field study safely. As a student of Thors, I expect you to give it your utmost. Huh? He really does care about her. Natürlich tut er das. Er ist im Gegensatz zu vielen anderen Charakteren, Vatercharakteren in dieser Welt, ein guter Vater. Darf ich hier rein? Tatsächlich ja. Hier sagt das auch da, wo ich hin soll. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. I had no idea the Reinford company was involved in developing something on this scale all this time. Then I found out it was a collaboration with the Epstein Foundation and the ZCF. And on top of that, she's got her hands in the development of our Arcus units too. It's way too much work for one person. How many projects does Mother have under her wing right now? Well, I'm afraid I can't give a simple answer to that. But suffice to say, the chairman only knows about a small number of projects in development by the Reinford Group. Lately, the directors have. I knew it. Oh. Hello, Martine. Sorry, am I interrupting something? No, it's okay. Have you finished exploring the airship? I expect it'll be a little while longer before you reach Roer. Finished? I don't even think I've seen half of it yet. It's kind of overwhelming. I'm looking forward to landing in Roer though. It's been a while since I've seen the industrial metropolis. Not too far from my hometown, so I'd always hear about it in passing. Oh, that's right, you're from Emir, so I guess you would then. You want a little refresher? I can bring you up to speed on all things Roer. Sure, why not? It's Roer used to be a factory town, but it grew into a hotspot for technology as a result of its steel and heavy industry. The population is around 300,000, and since the city is in the Norcia province, it's under Marquis Rockner's jurisdiction. Ah, that's right, I still find it kind of wild that Angelica is his daughter. You know, the last time I visited, it felt like the whole city was man-made. Trees and grass were rare sights. It made it kind of hard to tell how large the city really is. Well, the city itself is basically one giant structure, divided into several levels. It's been expanded so many times that even long-time residents occasionally wind up in places they don't recognize. Why, I've lost count of the number of times I've had to go pick up Lady Lisa when she lost her way. Well, that was when I was a kid. Don't say it like it still happened. Really, it was a long time ago. Something tells me we're looking at the not quite the distant past. Anyway, north of Ruhr is the Sachsen iron mine. The iron mine there makes its way into most of the Rheinford Group products in some form or another. The amount of ore they get from just that one mine is immense. The Empire would be a different place today without it. I don't doubt it. Even our textbook mentioned the Sachsen mine. It's been vital to the Empire since back before the Opal Revolution. In the center of Ruhr you can't miss the Rheinford Group's corporate headquarters, which is also basically my house. Honestly, I was hoping I wouldn't have to go back anytime soon. Elisa. I guess there's no point in moping about it now. We've yet to have a field study that didn't spiral into some sort of hectic adventure, but I'm ready if you are. Well, we'll just take it as it comes. I'll be wishing you all the best. So, dann kommt dann nicht weiter. Scheiße, Boxen. Das ist nicht richtig, da ist richtig. Dann dritte Etage, Junction Area. Are you still working out what to do for a concert? Yeah, we've got the general gist of it figured out now, but let me ask you, Wien, would you prefer male or female vocals? That's a really important question too, since it'll change the audience we draw. That's a tough decision. Why don't we try both then? You know what? That'd be perfect! Yeah, I really like that idea. 2 songs would be the perfect length too. Rehearsing will be a bit tougher, but I think we should do it. Let's just use both plans too. You won't see me complaining. Seems really excited for this. Come on, nobody wants to see Jude sing. It's all about the ladies. Besides, we make the outfit skimpy enough. Guys will be breaking down the doors to get in. Oh, come on. Your ideas have all the subtlety of a sledgehammer. You realize that this will put us in direct competition with Class 1, correct? We need to do something with a degree of class in order to take them on. So, I'm glad that neither of the plans we came up with will go to waste. Right then, time for a little more brainstorming with Chrome juices. This might make rehearsal a bit tougher, but it'll work out. So, dann ist hier raus. Hallo Albert.
At long last, the courageous is finally taken to the skies of Erebonia. I feel like a mother hen watching her chicks leave the nest.
I'll take your word for it.
This may sound a bit forward of me to say, but it sounds like you had some hurdles getting this project together.
It was no easy ride, I'll say that.
I doubt it would have come together without the prince's unwavering dedication and tireless work. He had to find the time to raise funds and oversee the entire project, in addition to all his official duties. And to add to that, he had to take care of all the arrangements necessary to get Viscount Arcade installed as its captain.
I can't even imagine how busy your schedule must have been. Even from a student's perspective, it sounds brutal.
Well, for this ship to have any weight as a deterrent, I needed the Viscount. Thankfully, he agreed to my request. My plan is to create a neutral third power capable of acting independently of our nation's two competing factions. You can think of the courageous as the first physical embodiment of that ideal.
A third party, huh? I feel like I'm starting to understand at least part of what it is you're trying to accomplish.
The road will be a difficult one, though.
True, but this is only the beginning. Seeing this ship soar through the clouds for the first time moves my heart. Just as when Class 7 was formally established, I look forward to seeing what the future holds for the courageous. And for the brave men and women of your class.
Your Highness.
We live in interesting times. The political situation across the Empire seems to grow more ominous by the day. But, with any luck, making a real show out of this ship's launch will push back against the prevailing climate.
Well, that's the hope at least. Either way, you'll have your whole life to split hairs about politics. For now,
Thank you.
Ups.
I know you have high expectations for us, and I hope we'll be able to meet them.
Ach ja, Oliver. Er ist großartig, aber für mich ist er halt der Hauptcharakter der ganzen Trades. Also ja, Stan und Josh sind die Hauptcharaktere für die Sky-Spiele. Lloyd ist der Hauptcharakter für Crossbell, Wien für Erebonia und Ben für Calvert und wer auch immer für den Arc danach der Hauptcharakter sein wird. Aber für, Oliver ist für mich der overarching Hauptcharakter, zumindest auf jeden Fall von den ersten 3 Jahren. Calvert bin ich mir noch nicht sicher.
Instructor Sarah? Tova? What are you guys doing out here?
Oh, just a little bracer-to-bracer information swapping.
That's about the long and short of it. Been a while since I saw you guys, though. Not since last month in Legram.
Yeah, always nice to see a friendly face, though.
Well, despite keeping in touch with him and setting up these arrangements, it came as a surprise to me to see him on board too.
Clearly, it was meant to be. Honestly, I was only brought on because of my connection with Viscount Arcade.
This airship really is in a class all its own, though. It's not every day you see a ship owned by the Imperial family and captained by the Radiant Blade Master.
This cruiser has the potential to be an important force in Erebonia going forward. Without ties to the Imperial or Provincial armies, it can potentially keep both of them in check if need be. It might not be able to do that quite as well as a strong guild presence could, but it'll still help protect a lot of people.
That's true. It still frustrates me how the guild used to be an institution here, and now we're just barely keeping the lights on. At least the Crossbell branch sends its people over to help us out when we need a hand, though.
Wenzel's one thing, but we owe McLean so many favors, I've lost count.
Oh mein Gott, Wenzel und McLean. Auch beides über meinen Kopf gegangen damals natürlich.
McLean? Wait, are you talking about...
Oh, yeah, I guess you would have heard of him. He's an A-rank bracer over at the Crossbell branch. A guy we used to work with named Wenzel works there now too. Wait, maybe we should back it up a bit.
The guy we're talking about is Arios McLean, aka the Divine Blade of Wind. The name probably sounds familiar to you because he's also a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I've never met him myself, but I heard a lot about him from my master. He mastered the school's second form. It sounds about as untouchable as anyone who holds the title of Divine Blade.
Well, he's pretty damn strong, I'll give you that. Bailed me out of more tough spots than I'd like to admit. Speaking of, you know who else is a student of the 8 Leaves School? Cassius Bright. We were talking about him before, remember? He's the bracer who took command during that big incident 2 years ago. Though from what I heard, he left the way of the sword behind a while back.
Cassius Bright was here in Erebonia. Wait, 2 years ago.
It was an eventful time, to put it lightly. And yeah, we have Cassius to thank for getting us past that. But afterward, well, you know the story from there. They shuttered guild branches all across the Empire, one after the other, and your dear, sweet instructor was out of a job.
I'd be glad to give you all the grisly details, but it's a long story. We should probably save it for another time.
Nein, ich will sie jetzt.
But hey, the guild seems to have a good track record with folks from the 8 Leaves School. Maybe you should consider a career as a bracer. Door's always open, you know?
Me? A bracer? Huh. I never really thought about it before.
Hey, there's enough of us singing the Bracer blues without you trying to recruit my students.
Never hurts to start 'em early. Seriously, though, we're always looking for more good people. If that's something you wanted to do, I wouldn't turn you down.
I'll give it some thought.
Das würde halt schon gut theoretisch für Wien passen, aber nicht so gut zu dem, was er später ist als die Lehrer.
Attention all crew members and passengers. We will soon be entering Roer airspace. Please prepare for landing and make sure you have all personal effects with you before disembarking.
Weil, wenn ich jetzt gerade nochmal überlege, es gibt 7 Formen und was? 7 Leaf, 8 Leaf, Leaf Branch, bla. Ihr wisst schon, was ich meine. Template 1, Leaf, so. Und wer sind die ganzen... würde eigentlich keinen Sinn machen, wenn es nicht für jede Form einen Divine Blade gibt am Ende. Arius ist bei der zweiten von Gale. Cassius weiß ich jetzt gerade gar nicht von wem. Und I guess Spoiler für Cold Steel 4 und weiter, I guess. Wien wird zu Divine Blade, das heißt um 3. Gibt dann noch natürlich Shizuna. Aber das so zählt, Aber ich meine, die anderen, die wir kennen, Richard hat auf jeden Fall gelernt. Aber er hat ja nicht von Kafei selber gelernt. Annalise ist auch nur eine inoffizielle Schülerin, weil ja die Enkeltochter von Kafei ist. Also ich hoffe, da kommt dann in Zukunft noch, weil man gibt ja ein Mysterium, was in Daybreak 2 über Kafei so ein bisschen aufgemacht wird gegen Ende.
Sounds like we're almost there. That was a shorter flight than I'd expected. Guess I'd better go round up the others and start getting ready.
Roer Airport's granted us permission to land.
Commence landing preparations. And keep the engine warm. We'll be taking off again right after our guests have disembarked.
Aye, aye, Captain. Preparing the Courageous to land.
Including today, you've got 3 days for this month's field study. Make 'em count, guys. I plan on it. We'll do the best we can. You guys be careful on orders, okay? Yeah, it sounds like things could get dangerous there. Don't sweat it, we'll be fine. We ought to be alright if a certain someone can keep her mouth shut. Take care and Roer, everyone. Will do. When you get back, we'll be jumping straight into festival prep. Hope you're ready to discover the true terror of planning by committee. Oh, that's right. With everything that's happening so far today, I almost forgot about that. We'll have to something out to finalize by the time we get back, and we should have the positions all figured out too. Let's try to save at least a bit of strength. It'd be a shame to come back too tired to do Class 1. Oh, I think I could find the energy. That's all the more reason for us to return safe and sound. The spirited joys of youth. I'm sure both your field study and the Academy Festival will prove valuable experiences for all of you. Work hard out there, guys, but not too hard, you hear? I've got to go with you. Take care. We will. The Courageous touched down at the massive Roer airport, where we parted ways with the members of Group B. With us safely on the ground, it wasted no time taking to the skies again, ferrying the others west to orders for Port City. Roer was a maze in every direction, but Sharon guided us to Reinford corporate headquarters without missing a step. This tunnel goes on forever. Can't help but recall trying to navigate the Guerrilla Fortress. I guess when you build with tons of iron and concrete, everything starts to look pretty similar. We're not far from the city center now. You might want to brace yourself. Roer has an even wider layout, a weirder layout than the capital. Hey, that's my hometown you're talking about, but I can't deny it's true. Looks like we're finally out. Ooh. Stimmt, diese Rolltreppen. Die haben mich damals komplett an die Xenoblade Chronicles erinnert. Whoa. The city extends above and below. Well, Roer grew up around steel fabrication and heavy industry. That's how it came to be known as the Empire's industrial metropolis. You're right, it is weird. It's got a population of around 200,000 people too. That's as big as the capital of a smaller country. I feel like the city's gotten even bigger since the last time I was here. The Reinford corporate headquarters is on the upper level, right? That's right, if you'd like to visit, just head up that escalator.
Allow me to welcome you to Roer, home of the Reinford Company. I sincerely hope that your field study here will be a fulfilling one.
Sehr schön, und ich muss wieder die Party ändern. Sache ist, auf der einen Seite habe ich kaum noch Erinnerungen dran, was hier passiert in Roer. So spezifisch. Auch so Mini-Quests, Side-Quests und so. Auf der anderen Seite möchte ich relativ schnell mit Roer fertig werden, weil ich dann so langsam auch ganz gerne generell mit dem Spiel hier fertig werden kann, damit wir dann mit dem zweiten Teil weitermachen können, auf den ich mich sehr freue, weil ich den noch weniger Erinnerung habe wie Cold Steel 1, was einfach an der Struktur von Cold Steel 1 liegt. So. Die ist ja alles sehr, sehr krass durchstrukturiert, deswegen kann man sich da ein bisschen einfacher an alles erinnern. Whoa, a moving staircase, even the capital. What did you say they're called again? Escalators? Right, the first one was built in size. After that, the technicians decided they try. Guess they just want to show off a little, huh? Right, kids, I swear. Look at that. What is that? That's an awfully strange shape for a building. Wait, that's not even a building, is it? Nice catch, Reen. That's actually an orbital generator. But it's so big. Roer has so many factories and industrial facilities that the city uses an enormous amount of orbital energy. Having large generators that send energy where it's needed is more efficient than each factory producing its own energy. But that's quite a setup. Technology's really come a long way in such a short time. Whoa. I've seen the building in pictures, but it's even more commanding in person. Guess you wouldn't expect any less from Reinford Corporate HQ. Couldn't believe my eyes the first time I saw it either. It's a big building, sure, though not as big as Orca's Tower and Crossbell. That's the 40th-floor skyscraper. The tortoise on the confident now, I think. Oh, that's the tower we could see from Guerrilla Fortress, right? Yeah, that's where they were holding the trade conference last month. No need to be so modest, Elisa. It's your family's digs. No one's gonna mind if you talk it up a bit. I'm not trying to. Well, shall we go inside? So, aber jetzt erstmal ein bisschen Sharon ärgern.
Master Reen, please don't cause too much trouble. Let's make our way to the Rhineford headquarters.
Right, of course. Why is she singling me out?
Oh, ich dachte, es geht nochmal. Ah ja.
Master Reen?
I'm sorry. That'll give me nightmares.
Sweet dreams.
It's just as fancy on the inside. Are these all scale models of machines Rhineford makes? Yep, I'll tell you more about them later if you're interested. Lady Elisa. Hello, Dalton. It's good to see you again. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. It's been 6 months since you've been home. I'd heard you were attending a military academy in the outskirts of the capital. It looked like you finally decided to come back and visit the old homestead. Yeah, I am. We'll be staying for the next 3 days. I see, that's wonderful news. Keep taking good care of her, Sharon. I certainly will. Wow, it's one thing to hear about it, but I know what you mean. Kind of brings home the fact that she's a Rhineford. Let's just get going, okay? Allow me to show you to the chairman's office. We'll be going up to the 23rd floor. Excuse me, Madam Chairman. I've brought the ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. Bring them in. As you wish. Wow. You can tell the buck stops here. That's one hell of a view.
So it looks like the Courageous' inaugural flyover in Heimdall and Roer was a success. But don't release an official statement until tomorrow. Yes, that'll be fine. Yes, I'd like you to begin as soon as possible, and keep a careful eye out for any insider trading. Hello, Irina Rhineford speaking. Yes, I understand. Fast-track the construction on the special train if you can. No, pay it no mind. I doubt Crossbell-related shares rising is indicative of a larger market trend. But sell them all early next month. Timing is key here.
Wow. She's like a commander issuing orders across multiple fronts. Yeah, it's impressive to see Toa do it, but Mrs. Rhineford seems to have it down to a science.
She's a general on the battlefield of business.
Ah, right. We all have other matters we need to attend to, so I'll get right to the point. Here.
What?
Thank you.
I've cleared my schedule to dine with you this evening, so anything you wish to discuss can wait until then. I'll leave the rest to you, Sharon.
As you wish, Madam Chairman. When do you expect to return this evening?
I'm planning on 7. Have our guests enjoy a night cruise, if you will.
That sounds splendid. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
That's it? That's all you have to say? I don't care if you ignore me, that's nothing new, but my classmates are here and you're on our board of directors. Would it kill you to show at least a little interest?
Elisa.
Whoa, Elisa, it's okay. You don't need to get worked up for our sake.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention.
Huh?
If you want to return in one piece, I'd suggest you steer clear of the Provincial Army and the Railway Military Police. The same goes for the Marquis's mansion, though I can't imagine what business would take you there. Use common sense, and don't try to overstep your bounds. That'll be all.
Have a safe trip, Madam Chairman.
Wow, your mom's a real piece of work, Elisa.
The army only wishes it was that efficient.
She certainly has the mettle to head up an international company like this, to say the least.
See? You see why I didn't want to come back now? You can't tell me that gave you a great impression of her.
I think you're being a little hard on her.
She was looking out for our safety, giving us that advice.
Just forget it. Getting all worked up and storming off in a huff is what she wants me to do, and I'm not going to give her the satisfaction.
Okay.
We'll be back before sundown, Sharon. I'd like you to have the guest rooms and dinner preparations sorted by then. Oh, and see to our luggage, would you?
As you wish. Have a safe trip, everyone.
Ich will mir Elisa sich über ihre Mutter aufregt, aber im Sinne gut, schön im Sinne von wie es geschrieben ist. Weil Lisa regt über ihre Mutter auf und im nächsten Moment merkst du einfach, dass die beiden, dass sie halt ihre Tochter ist, weil sie halt genau dieselben Fähigkeiten hat. You know, I'm all in favor of jumping right into our field study task. But is it really okay to just dump all our luggage on Sharon? I was wondering the same thing. All our luggage together must have quite a heft. It's Sharon, she'll be fine. Honestly, can you imagine her breaking a sweat carrying suitcases? I can't. You've got a point. She'll probably carry them all in one go. Well, looking after guests does seem to be her specialty. Exactly. Anyway, let's see what kinds of things we've got lined up for this trip. Alright. Study Day 1, assigned tasks. A powerful beast has appeared on the Spina Byroad. The Norse Provincial Army hereby requests its extermination. Once a month, there is eliminated, please report to the soldiers in front of Marquis Rockner's residence. I'd like a hand with an experiment that concerns your Arcus units. I will be waiting for you inside the RF store, and I'll tell you more when I see you. I'm looking for a particularly rare sort of metal for my research, but I'm afraid I can't get it myself. If you're willing to help, I'll be in the western part of the upper level of the Roer Institute of Technology. The area is defined as a 200-cell radius around Roer. Each student must record his or her activities daily to be remitted to the instructor upon request. Aha. Looks like she hit the sweet spot with the challenge factor. I know reminds me of Marcus's dad. I can't really deny it. I bet she's so sure she's got us pegged. He probably thinks we won't be able to finish all of these. But just you watch. We'll finish every last one before this evening. That'll show her. That's the spirit. Anyway, it's only 11:30 now, so we've got plenty of time before sundown. We've definitely got the hang of this whole field study thing by now, so let's show Roer some Class 7 spirit. Right. Genau, aber das passiert dann erst im nächsten Part. Der gefallen hat, lasst gerne einen Daumen nach oben, abonniert den Kanal, um nichts mehr zu verpassen, und beim nächsten Mal kümmern wir uns dann um die eben gelesenen Sidequests. Bis dahin. Ciao, ciao.